Alright, let's go ahead and select the controller that we imported. I want to get rid of this sort of prefix namespace. Notice that when I try and rename this, it'll always have that NES underscore controller version 8 prefix. So to fix that, I'm going to go to Windows, General Editors, Namespace Editor. I'll select that NES controller version 8 and hit delete and then merge with root. Now you'll see that's all gone away. I'm going to go ahead and take this group, controller underscore low, go to the channel box and change translate X to 0 to snap it back on top of the high poly. I'm going to select the chord and hit Control D to duplicate it. And then I'll open up the group. There's chord 1, which is the duplicate, and then I'll middle mouse click and drag it into the low poly controller group. You'll see that this is 6,000 triangles, which is really high poly. So let's reduce that now. We'll only ever see this from the side. We'll never see it from the end where it's circular. So we can delete quite a few of these. So I'm going to start by selecting every other edge loop. Hold Control and hit delete. And then I'll do that again. And that will bring us from 6,000 tries down to 1,500 triangles. And then I'll select the whole thing, go to Mesh Display, and hit Soften Edge. And that'll be good for the low poly chord. So for the rest of this video, we are going to create a low poly plug. And you have a couple options. The first option would be that you could rewatch video 14 to create the plug again. And then you can optimize it for low poly. When you're done optimizing it, you can align it to match the high poly plug. Option number 2 would be to watch the rest of this video and follow along, and you'll learn some new tools and techniques while modeling the low poly plug. Alternatively, if you have a save file from before you created the reinforcing edge loops for the plug so that you could smooth it, then you could import that plug in and use that. But from here on out, we're going to create that plug. And let's start. So I'm going to select the plug and I'll hit Control D to duplicate it, and then I'll drag the duplicate into the low poly group. Next, I'll hit Mesh and Separate on that new duplicate version, and let's rebuild this piece into an optimized low poly piece. So I'm going to select these faces here to start with, and I'll hit Shift period until I grow the selection, and then I'll go Edit Mesh and Extract. And when you do that, you'll see that you can pull off a piece into its own. Piece. I'm going to select this face loop here. We'll go all the way around. I'm going to delete this by hitting the delete button. I'll hold Control and delete those edge loops, and then I'll select that face loop and delete that. Then I'll select a face and then hold Shift and hit period a bunch until I get all of those faces selected, and then hit delete. Next, I will select this in object mode and go to Mesh Separate, and now there are two different objects. I will select this half and delete it. I'll center the pivot, and then I will move the pivot using vertex snap. Then I'm going to mirror this, turn cut geometry off, and then I will use this rotate tool to snap it back into place where it should be. Right there. Next, I'm going to select both of these and combine them by going Mesh Combine. And I'll detach that edge, and then go Mesh Separate. And then I'll combine those two. I'm going to delete a bunch of edge loops that I do not need to maintain this form. So I'll select all of these and then hold Control and hit Delete. And then I will select these. And once I get all these, I'll hold Control and hit Delete. And I want to have an even number of sides on both of these pieces so that I can bridge them together. I'll delete this edge loop and that one. I'm going to select these faces. And then I'll go Mesh, or Edit Mesh, Extract. Now it's its own piece, and then I will isolate it, or hide it. And I'll bridge across here, bridge across there, and then delete these edges here. Then I'll select the border edges and bridge across. Then I can get rid of this edge. And we're looking pretty good here. Let's go ahead and bridge across here to close this hole. And I'll delete that edge loop, and I'll delete these edge loops here. I'm going to take this edge and snap it to that edge. If you double click on a tool on the left hand side, you can open up the tool settings, and then you can change the axis orientation if you need to do that. I'll go ahead and delete the extra edge loops on this piece, which was extracted into its own piece. I'll move the pivot point to the corner, then hit Control D to duplicate it and snap it over to the next one. And I'm snapping it onto the high poly version so that I make sure it lines up perfectly. Then I'll just hit Control D again, and I'll continue to do this process as I snap it over. Remember that this is only going to work if you move the pivot to the corner and then vertex snap it to a matching corner of the high poly. I'll go ahead and select all of these and go to Mesh Combine, and with them all selected, I can change this, duplicate it by hitting Control D, and then change the scale in the X and the scale in the Z to -1, and then I can move this over to the other side. I'll move the pivot to the corner so that I can easily snap it to the high poly. So I'll hold V and middle mouse click and drag with the move tool selected and snap it over to this side, like so. Let's work on this piece. I'm going to double click on these edge loops here, the supporting edge loops, and delete them. And I will delete these supporting edge loops. and I'm going to move the pivot to make sure it's centered, and then I'll select it, hit Control D to duplicate it, and then use the move tool and snap it to where the other one is located, and then I'll delete the high poly versions. And I will select all three of those and duplicate them over. Next in this bit, I'm just going to be cleaning up these edge loops here, and I want to make sure I don't grab the front edges, or else I could impact the indentation where the cord is going, which would ruin that form. So I'm just getting these side edges for now. Delete that edge. I'll delete these reinforcing edges in here. Target weld that vertex over there. Just making sure I have quads for now. I'm going to select some edge loops in here and delete those. We can get rid of that one. And now we can start to target weld and triangulate to reduce our poly count even further. I'm going to delete this reinforcing edge loop first. I frequently am deleting edges here and then using the multi-cut tool to redirect the edges where I want them to go. Just going to check for n-gons, and there are no n-gons, so that's good. Then I will combine those two pieces. And I'm going to merge these together by going Edit Mesh Merge, and I'll change the distance threshold down to 0.001, and that should merge that detached edge back together. Great, so this is looking pretty good. So we brought this down to 978 triangles for the plug. Select all those pieces and go to Mesh Combine, and then I'll delete my history by going Edit, Delete All by Type in History. So we're sitting at 978 triangles for the low poly plug. And it's looking like it's lining up pretty well with the high poly plug. I'll I'll take this combined piece that is the plug and drag it into the low poly group. Make sure these are all empty nodes. They are, and then I'll delete those empty nodes to clean it up. So now I have a layer for the low poly and a layer for the high poly. I'll rename this low poly layer to LP, hit save, and then I'll rename this high poly layer to HP. So the low poly is sitting at 4,252 triangles. High poly is sitting at 30,146 triangles. We'll see you in the next video.